Hello and welcome again to another quick look. This time we are taking a look at the Ironclad Tactics, which is a real-time tactics game combined with a card game with a really amazing graphical novel style, art style and storytelling. It's quite nice in that regard. And in this game you can play alone, you can join a friend and play the campaign together, or you can do random 1 versus 1 missions as well. You can click here and find opponents. There doesn't seem to be too many players, at least at this hour when I'm trying, so I can show it to you. But if you have a friend with the game, I would imagine this would be a really fun way to do. Playing together unlocks cards. As I said, this is a card game as well. Doing campaign unlocks the cards, and also doing all kinds of stuff unlocks the cards for you. I'll tell about that in a moment. But anyways, that is the skirmish mode. Let's leave that for now. And you can join a friend here into this game. Also, if you're a developer of a game, this is something I really like. Having this kind of information available right at the start screen. It's not too obnoxious. Like in some games it is really annoying when you have this kind of stuff, but in this one it's quite nice. You can read about the new DLCs and all the information here. You can even see the old posts, and then you can click for more information. It's really well done. But anyways, let's get into the game. So here, this is the main campaign I'm playing at the moment on this profile. So here's where my story has been going. Here you can also click on the other campaigns, so you can play the main campaign. There's a new game plus mode. There's Rise of Dimitri, which you unlocks after you complete the main campaign. And also there is the Blood and Ironclads DLC, where you, instead of doing a battle in the Civil War America, you go into Europe and fight with France and German Empire, so Franco-Prussian War. But Blood and Ironclads is definitely something you should do after the main campaign as well, because some of the missions are fairly difficult. So let's get into the main campaign. So you start in here, and these were a couple of the tutorial missions there, and it shows you the storyline when you do that. And you have card unlocks. You can see here which I have unlocked. So there is a lot of cards I actually haven't unlocked on many of these missions, except the first ones. So let's for example go to the harbor here, for example. Let's look at that. So this would be a mission in here, and in this one you can do either story mode or skirmish. There are several different options in these. Like there is a nemesis mode in here, where you can play against other players using a special boss deck. So this mission actually has a special boss encounter. So not only has this game normal encounters, there is also some bosses included in those. Then there is also puzzle modes, where you have to solve a mission doing using only certain cards and certain setting. So it's multiple ways of playing the game, and also those multiple ways do unlock cards, which you can see here. So Win the Story gives you few cards. Pretty much all the missions have a story challenge. On this one it was the Capture a Flag. In here, when you were in the Washington defending the White House, there was a story challenge to trample 5 enemy infantry, and also story challenge to defend the statue. Plus the new game plus mode also has unlocks on every mission. So there is something to look for when you are playing through the game again. One way to unlock cards also is by using cards. Some cards have different conditions to level up them, basically, which basically doesn't level up the card itself, but it unlocks you more cards. So for example, let's look at the deck editor here. So I have a few decks here. Let's take a look at this deck here, and this is the card pool here we have. So for example, let's look at the light chassis here. So score victory point 20 times, which I've done, and this unlocked me something. And attack 30 enemies with the rifled musket, sorry. Same with the rifleman, and these unlock new things 40 times. You need dice 2 times, and all these different things open you more options. And a lot of these new options that I've done unlock these experimental cards. So here's factions as well. So here's the North and South faction, some unlocked ones. Here's the Indian tribes, skirmish, chassis, and Fox Runner, and also this is the experimental, and there is this which one was this? I don't remember which was this was, but anyways, it gives you these mercenaries and kind of strange things. And you can have max 2 factions in your deck at the same time and 20 cards. It's infantry, so you see these infantry units. Then you have this Ironclads, as the game is called, Ironclad Tactics. So you have these kind of steam engine robots running around, where you can actually... They don't have any gun by default. You see they have this arm point here, and you use these weapons to attach them to the robots themselves. There's also parts, other parts for them, like the heads. So there's extra armor, makes it slower. There's a battle flag that allows capturing flags, and all kinds of different things. Plus there's also these experimental ones, like the Zebulon's cat. So the cat drives the robot. And then you have in addition to the parts, you have the tactic cards. So let me click these there. So tactic cards are these that change things. So for example, maneuver. Normally your units go in a straight line. I'll show you battle in a moment. But the maneuver allows you to move it. There's field repair, some full steam ahead, and loaded wheel and all that. So here is the deck creation, and it's very easy. You can just, for example, I have 2 of these. You can just click to add more or remove some. So you can really quickly make some decks for yourself, and just then save the deck. And you have multiple ones for different reasons. Certain missions require you to have a bit different deck, and you can kind of switch them around and try things. So let's try a battle. I'll show you one of the earlier battles. Let's see. Let's go... How was this map? Don't remember actually. Let's go with one of the earlier maps, and I'm gonna use my company project map. Sorry, deck. So let's use this deck on the swamp here, and let's start. And this is the part where they tell you about things in the campaign. So we started out like this, and I cannot pause the game, but I'll show you. So he captured the flag there. Here's my action points and the turn counter, so it's real time. And this is your action points, which you can use to buy things. These cost different things. You can see it in the corner here. And your units move constantly. So every time a turn rolls, they move. You can pause it by clicking on it. So this will just park here for now. Let's put a revolver on it, and that's the gun for it. So pause it there, and let it kill this guy. I'll have to get some people to capture these. And the point of the game is to get these victory points, or separate goals that are in some missions. And I need to go and get a unit with victory point goals, like this guy, into the end of the map here, and I'll score victory points. There is also different ways to get them in later stages. Like you can see that this guy doesn't actually have a victory point on it, so it doesn't provide any victory points when it actually gets to the edge of the map. So it's actually whatever for me. I don't really have to care about this guy. This is a heavy chassis, so it's actually pretty tough to kill. And controlling these gives you extra action points, so they are actually getting quite a lot of extra at the moment compared to me. And you can see their cards in there and action points and how quickly they are getting. So they're getting them twice as quickly as me, which is pretty bad for me. This one is an armored unit, so his gun does nothing against me. There we go, and it's dead. And now we can move on. I'm actually gonna keep him in there to defend. I don't really care if he gets in there. I'm also gonna park this.
What's going on?
In here. Just a guard over this. Actually, I wanna move there. You can also use your units to just trample over the enemies, like the infantry with the ironclads, so you don't have to care about the infantry if you can just run over them. So a gun would be nice on this unit now. There we go, carbine musket, go. Use the field repair. I may also use a field repair there if I actually can get a field repair. So it's a bit difficult game at first to understand, but you can really quickly get into it. It doesn't look very tactical in like a first glance, but after a short while of playing the game, it becomes really nice, and you start to notice that it actually has quite a lot of. I'm actually gonna move this out of the lane there. So this was the maneuver. I'm gonna let him to just get there and stop losing units on that guy. I need to get a piece capture. I'm gonna wait for this veteran here.
What's going on?
There we go.
Okay, got it.
Move him there. Capture that thing. I need to clear out this lane as well, which means I need to get one of these armored units in here. These armor units are actually one of the units that you unlock later in the game, and this is an earlier mission, so it's quite a lot easier because of that. Some of the missions are pretty rough, and big part of the game is also random, like what cards you are getting and what cards the enemy is getting, and it can really screw you over, so you might have to restart the mission a few times to get like a proper setup. It's not too bad. Missions are fairly quick anyways, and when you start getting screwed by the random, you really know that really quickly, so it's fine. So I'm gonna set up another lane in here with this gun. I'm actually gonna block that lane as well, if I just have an option to do it. I also need to get the infantry in this lane. I'm gonna pause this guy here. And I'm gonna use a heavy chassis on the top there. I could actually use a light chassis with the cavalry saber. No, we're gonna go with this one, because it protects against this guy. And I'm gonna give it a saber. So this is another type of weapon. It's a melee weapon. There's drills as well, and leaf blower kind of looking thingy. Actually, Gypso I think it was called, which just blows dust on other enemies and slows them down and doesn't actually do damage. Mining drill can be used in certain missions. For example, there's a gold mining in one of the missions, kind of the same as this action point flag here, but instead of using the flags, you use the mining drill to get it. There it goes. So I'm just gonna take it carefully, and I'm gonna park this guy up here as well. So basically all the lines are now covered. I'm gonna change the weapon to pistol. So now basically enemies cannot get through me, and I can just maneuver through there with my victory point units. Actually move you closer as well. I'm gonna park you in there, and we can get the guy in there. And often securing the area and then just doing scoring can be a really effective tactic. Sometimes just rushing and grabbing the points might be also really effective. So let's another one in there. I'm gonna move this one tile away in forward, so that we can capture this with the unit to get a lot of points. I can maneuver these out of here now, and they'll just go into this lane now, get me the points. Saber would be actually nice for this guy. Let's actually keep the saber. Owned. Here's an artillery barrage, which does 2 damage on a single lane, which can be used to clear out enemies. Should have taken more maneuver cards. It's fine. So now we have this flag as well under our control, and you get half a point of extra action points whenever you control this, so it's quite nice. And now that we're actually parked here, I could probably show you some more of the game. So here's your base plus the half per control tile. Here's my total then, and here's also the turn counter that moves. And same for the other guys. You can also use these action points to throw a guard in there, so for example that way, if I really wanted to use this card. And this constantly scrolls, and the last card gets discarded, and you get a new card, and your deck just cycles through randomly all the time, so you don't have to worry about running out of cards or anything like that. So let's get just this rush of chassis there, and actually the enemy kinda despairs and runs out of things to throw at you after a while. or he might be saving some for something, especially when you have a lot of stuff already. So I could actually score 2 points in there, 3 points in there, and 1 point in here if I just rushed with all of these. So I actually might wanna just do this now. Let everyone run in, and just bomb rush the enemy for score victory points and win the game or the mission. They can still throw some enemies in there, but with my armored units and all of them rushing at them, it's not gonna help them a lot. Let's get some weapons on those as well. And I've even moved my infantry there. So there we go, scoring victory points. They should just net me 2 when they go. So you do lose the units there when they go. So that's why you want to keep them on the line sometimes. And this wins me the game. And also, he ran over my infantry there. So there we go. Match won. And I did destroy the heavy chassis and win the story. And I've done the puzzle, so I've gotten all the cards I can, unless I play the New Game Plus. I'll actually show you one of the puzzles. Let's not do the same map. Let's see. Was there a puzzle earlier? No, these were the tutorials. Here's the Nemesis option where you can play as the... There we go. Let's try this puzzle. I'll show you the puzzle. Puzzles are kinda annoying also because you don't know what the puzzle is, and you need to act usually fairly quickly. So you might have to take a couple tries just to see what you actually need to do and then how to do it. So this one tells you that use assault pioneers to place barricades that block enemy lines. So in this one you need to rush in there with this one to get 2 victory points, and they are moving in with their units as well. And you wanna slow them down so that you can see that they are actually closer than you are, plus there's more of them. And you need to use these assault pioneers to stop them. So you can do this and create barricades in there. And now they are slowed down because of the barricades. And that's pretty much this puzzle solved right there. So puzzles are usually fairly quick to do, but may need a few tries if you don't know what you need to do and how to do it. For example, when I tried this last time, sorry, not last time, but the first time, I just immediately made those guys here place the barricades, but because these are ranged, they actually shot down the barricade quick enough that they still got there before I was able to do this victory point rush myself. So you needed to wait until they are close enough to place the barricades, and then you can just win the game that way. So that's it. That is pretty much the game. You can play all these missions with a friend or alone, and there's a lot of things. I'll show you just the story part as well, because story is really nice in this game, and it's really like a graphical novel. It doesn't have a voice acting or anything, but just how it looks is very nice. So let's take a look at that. So this mission here, I actually haven't played it yet. Or actually, sorry, I have played this one. Oh well, then I cannot show you this one. Let me actually escape this one. I think we can go back to the... Yeah, let's go to the Blood and Ironclad so you can see a bit of this as well. This should show part of the storyline, if I remember correctly. So let's go here and start this one. No, it still just goes this in this mode. Can we somewhere see this storyline? Let's actually exit out of the game here. I'm gonna change a profile here. Create that one, so select that one, so you can see the starting tutorial part as well for the story, and no spoilers later on. I'm not gonna invite a friend, sorry. So here you get these like comic graphic novel style windows which you can click, and you see these text on them and them speaking, and some animation on some of them as well. So this is how it goes, pretty much. I'm not gonna look through this that much, but just show you how it works, basically. So this is a very well done, like graphic novel style, and it's really fun. I really enjoyed watching this. And you can just click the mouse to make it progress, and they see their first Ironclad there, an automaton, and this is the first tutorial mission where you can get this Ironclad and you just deploy it, and that's it. So that's your first automaton, and it shows you basically how to deploy the unit and how you get the victory point and win this game. Come on, little guy, run faster. There we go. And that's the first tutorial mission one. And then it gives you a bit more of this graphical novel between the missions there. And that's the game. So this has been Ironclad Tactics. There's a lot of mixed reviews on Steam about the game. A lot of them are from people who have played the game like less than an hour or maybe just a couple hours and are complaining that the tactics are not too good. But the first hour or well, less than an hour, if you play like 20 minutes, you pretty much just see the tutorials, because it's 4 tutorial missions, and tactics on those missions are not, surprisingly, too difficult. But later in the game, some of the missions, I can actually show you part of the one of the missions. So let me change back to the profile here and play this one a bit. So let's actually play a mission. Not fully, but I'll show you a bit. This mission actually has cows, which can be used for a victory point with a cow for a story challenge. I actually haven't done this on this profile yet, so there we go. Frank is bothering us with their units. So on this mission there is also these mortars, and you can actually send these cows forward as well. The mortars, when held by one of these guys, scores your victory point every turn, so they're quite nice in that regard. And they're actually really banking on that lane there. Let's move the cow out of there, maneuvering the cows, and maybe we can actually score a point. So I'm gonna hold this one myself.
Line 'em up.
And he's actually lining up here to kill me. So I'm gonna send a unit in there, and hopefully I can kill these guys before they score too many points against me. I need a... So there is one victory point me, and one for them for that. Plus also he died from my shooting there. And there's a unit that pushes your other units. I'm gonna move the cow away from the lane. Or not. Well, there goes my cow. Let's give you the saber and you get a revolver. So he can now shoot. And he has a cannon. Tactical advantage as well. Let's put the guy in there. And this actually blocks my movement, so he's stuck in there pretty much. So this is one way to win a mission as well. So alternative way to get victory points. Did I stop you? It seems I did. I'm just actually gonna click you the sword. That is the wood chipper I was talking about earlier. So this one actually just slows your guys. He actually used the cannon to kill all my armored units there, so that's not good. Let's give it a bit of sword. And this is not good as well. He's gonna kill my cannon. So actually doing this mission is quite difficult. Ouch. Don't kill my guy. He's gonna win the race for victory points. This way. I'm gonna do let's maneuver the cow down here. Or not, because my armored guy went in there. Let's get more units in there. I actually want to put a guy in front of this infantry guy here, a tank. These units always shoot the first one in the lane, so if I have an armored tank in the front, he's actually pretty good in there. This guy has a mining drill, which does 3 damage and allows you to mine stuff, so it's actually quite nice. So now that their thing is away from there, I'm gonna get a gun on you. So he's shooting that. Their drill is getting that. He's actually probably gonna trample my guy when he can. I'm gonna get a victory point from there soon. I'm gonna maneuver you out of there. I'll try to get the victory point with cow, but it's not probably happening. I'm gonna win in 2 turns. So there is actually quite a lot of tactics in this one. This is a not so difficult mission yet, but some of the missions later on get really Nice. So let's do a bombardment there. Get this guy out of the lane. So he doesn't get victory points. And I could move this guy out of there. Try to get the victory point with the cow. It seems very difficult to do at this moment. I might just as well win the mission. There we go. So that is a bit more difficult victory. And they get more and more complex later on, especially once you go to the Dimitri's Rise and Blood and Ironclads. And some of the later campaign missions as well, especially on the New Game Plus mode as well. That's basically Ironclad Tactics. I highly recommend the full package of the game, so you get all the DLC and all the different missions, but you can get the base game as well. The Deluxe Edition also comes with a space game, which you can either play yourself or give to your friend, and it is also an amazing game from the same developer. I highly recommend space game as well. I have a video up for that game as well, so take a look at that recommendation video as well if you like. And also, as usual, thank for watching this video, and check out the other recommendations as well, and all my other YouTube content, all the gaming content there. I also have a Twitch.tv/Belaner channel where I live stream games basically every day. Also, follow me on the curator page, and you can also follow me on Twitter to get notifications and all kinds of information about me. For example, if you want to follow the live stream, you can know when I go live and all that. But anyways, thank you for watching again, and I'll see you guys next time in the next recommendation video.